Hi folks, today we're doing a VW transporter that's got issues with turbo overboost. What's happening is he's boosting up a hill, typically a fairly long incline, fairly high boost, and then the engine management is just cutting out the boost and going into limp, and then it will not reset itself until you switch off. Start up again, all is fine until the next time the same conditions are met and it goes back into limp. So what we're going to do today is quite an old school repair. I haven't done one in a while, but I've used it plenty of times before and it's worked really well. We're going to be using the Intertech Turbo Clean set, which is this kit here. You get an additive to go in your fuel filter. You get number 2 and number 1 aerosol bottles. First of all, you need to take your turbo clamp off, which will be this one here, which quite often the bolt snaps, so get yourself ready to have a new clamp ready. Take your clamp off, move your exhaust, just get a bit of light on there for you. Take the clamp off, move your exhaust to the side so it's disconnected. I've taken the bolts out of the bottom here as well, so you can just shift it over to the side. And then once you've got your exhaust out the way, you need to somehow blank off the turbo so that you can fill it. There's the pipe coming out there, comes down to your aerosol top, which goes onto your can. So you're going to then fill it and leave the solution in there for about an hour to clean the turbo. So I use an old Marigold glove with a zip tie around it. The cardboard they give you to do it isn't really up to the job. You just leak all your fluid out, which you don't want. To the side of the turbo there, you can see just there in the light, you can see the diaphragm unit which operates the variable vane rack. If you vac test that, I've just pulled a tube off it and I brought the tube out underneath the van so I can attach a vacuum gauge to it. Just a little pump vac like this. Just pump up a vacuum on it. Have a look at your plunger on the end of the diaphragm. See how that's working. It should be sliding backwards and forwards nice and gently, but it probably won't be. It'll be sticking and making some nasty noises, or maybe not moving at all. That will indicate that your variable vane is stuck, and that's why we're using this cleaner to clean out the deposits that are causing it to jam. Once you've got that in place and you've got your glove on there, you get your first can, give it a damn good shake, and then you inject it in. So there you go, that's the first lot gone in there. That's about a quarter of the can. So the instructions state spray about a quarter of the can in there. Leave your pipe in so it doesn't leak back out through the hole where the pipe goes. And then just leave it in there fizzing away for about a quarter of an hour. Then once you've done that, you get the rest of the can, you empty that in, you leave that in there for an hour. So that's 15 minutes over for the first stage. We can see now that we've still got, we haven't lost any of our gunk. So we're going to use the second stage now, which will be to inject the rest of the fluid in, and then once we've injected the rest of that gel, we're going to leave it in there working, and then I'm going to use my vacuum pump to operate that diaphragm backwards and forwards, which will slide the rack up and down in place and really work that dirt out of it. 1 hour. That's the arm moving that you should be able to see clearly. So we're vac testing it now, and that is the gate moving forwards and backwards, and that's nice and smooth now. That's the whole can of the stage 2 done, washed out, and put it back together. So that worked. Took it for a road test, all good. So there we are, another score for Innertech.